today is to understand, before we begin with the presentation making using LaTeX, for the sake of convenience, I will just start this. And I assume you might have installed LaTeX on your system. If you haven't done, please do. And in case, why am I insisting on LaTeX is because a lot of journals are now asking, specifically in engineering and technology, people are now asking the researchers to submit papers in LaTeX. And uh, if you if you don't do that, what will happen is there's a lot of problem with the Microsoft Word because you can't change the fonts in Microsoft Word. This is the biggest issue. You cannot change the font of the equations, and so therefore you have to buy another software, buy or maybe pirated. Use some people use the pirated called MathType. Some people use a pirated one. So I would not recommend at any point of time that you use pirated software. Please use authentic software, purchase it, or use free software, which is always good for you. Uh, Before we start uh, working on the aspects of presentation, I will briefly take a bit of your time in telling you about Word. Okay, and many people, and I'm saying this because many people want to type their thesis and your presentations and reports in Word. So there are many things which people may not know, or in case they know, they might try to how to say, they might try to revise it. That's in that sense, I'm trying to do that. Okay, and how to do things in Word, because I have been focusing less on Word in the last few presentations. So anyhow, let us go to Word. This is Microsoft Word here in my on my desktop. So what I'll do is I just remove everything in my system. So I just create a new document. So just let me create a new document. So what I'll do is I'll just create a new document. Let us see what happens. So this is my new document. And please note one thing, please forgive me for one thing. All the information that you are seeing is in a different language, but please understand that the symbols are the same. The icons are the same. It's in a different language. Don't bother about the language. It is to understand how we do certain things. All right. Number one is what will happen is you will be soon given a document which will contain a lot of information on the formatting and the what type of fonts you want to use. This information would be there. Okay, so let me first of all type that information so that you understand कि करना क्या है. Let me just write it down on the document itself. अभी इस particular document में लिख देता हूँ. So I'm saying what I'm saying is, see right now on the screen that you are seeing, that normal text is not in Times New Roman. So usually people prefer using the Times New Roman font because they do not find any other font useful. So the normal text is to be put in Times New Roman. Then people say that the chapter title, the title of the chapter that you want is should be Arial and say bold, and then they say it should be 18 point. Okay, and then it should be also in black in color. Of course, all the text has to be black in color. So I'm just putting it as obvious. All the text has to be black in color. So I'm just putting that thing, chapter title, Arial bold. Uh, this is what I'm trying to say. And then I'm saying the section title. I'm just writing down some initial formatting styles that you might be exposed to in a document which will be circulated to you very soon. So I'm saying bold italics and it should be in 16 point. Okay. Then I'm saying subsection title. Okay. It should be Arial, bold. 14 point, and then I'm saying subsection title. It should be Arial, bold italics, 12. So this is what I am saying, that look here, your settings for the entire document, it should be like this. Then the page format, that means page size, it should be A4. The A4 style is the standard page size that is available for purchase. This is the page format. So the size of the page should be A4. And remember that this and the margins, you will say 1 inch on all sides. Okay. So this is what I'm trying to tell you on how to do this uh, in Word. And of course, it can be also done in LaTeX and all that. So let us not whether LaTeX, in LaTeX, everything will be handled automatically by the LaTeX compilation system. But in Word, you have to be very, very careful. So that's why we are doing it in Word. How do we do it in Word? Because when we type by default, this is the way the font, basic font is Calibri, and this is the problem with the entire system. So how do we make sure that my font system is in Times New Roman? So one mechanism is, see, this style bar is available here right now. When you say the style bar on your system, there is the style bar here. Okay. And there is also a bag of styles, which is also available here. If you click here, this is bag of styles which will come up. Okay. So don't worry about these things first of all. First of all, we'll see how do we change usually the normal font. Okay. So there are two ways we can do that. Okay. There are two ways we can do that. Number one. So let me tell you the easier method. First of all, the easier method of doing the system. So you go to this tab where the themes are. Okay, so this is the theme. So it is home, insert, and this is the creation here. Okay, and this particular thing that you are seeing, this is the font of the font set of the theme which is there required. The font set of the theme. You just go down and you select a theme where there will be Arial and Times New Roman. This is automatically present in that particular set. If you just do Arial Times New Roman, ऐसा click कर देंगे, you just do that, then all text will be automatically set to Times New Roman. ये automatically हो गया, आपको कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ी. Okay, so but however, the thing will be that your the shape, the color of these fonts and the sizes of these fonts may not be the same, and also your chapter title has to be numbered, the section title has to be numbered, subsection title has to be numbered, subsection also has to be numbered. So chapter title will be, chapters will be numbered 1, 2, 3. Section titles, we should be like this: 1.1, 1.2, and then 1.3 this way. Then subsection will be 1.1.1.1, 1.1.2, 1.1.3. Then the major question is कि ये टाइप नहीं करते बैठना है, ये ऑटोमेटिक होना चाहिए. क्वेश्चन इज ये ऑटोमेटिक होना चाहिए. ये ऑटोमेटिक कैसे होगा, ये अपन को देखना है. ओके. So first of all, let us see what we are doing. Let me put a chapter title. We'll put a title first of all. This is chapter title wala format. I'm just saying, suppose I just wrote a sentence. Don't worry about whatever I'm writing. It's just a text. Okay, and I want to put it as a chapter title. How do I do that as a chapter title? So what you do is go to this particular section and choose heading 1. On my computer, you might be seeing some different thing. This is heading 1 on a computer. Okay, so you just click heading 1, just click there, and what will happen is the chapter title comes in Arial font. It is in Arial font. Look here, Arial title. It is in 16 point, but I want it in 18 point. Okay, मुझे 18 point में चाहिए, तो ये आ रहा है 16 में. ये चेंज कर सकते हैं क्या? यस, हम चेंज कर सकते हैं। तो क्या मैं पकड़ पकड़ के चेंज करूंगा? नहीं, पकड़ पकड़ के मुझे चेंज नहीं करना चाहिए, बिकॉज पकड़ पकड़ के चेंज करेंगे तो मर जाएंगे। हाँ, मर जाएंगे इन द सेंस बाद में फॉर्मेटिंग में गड़बड़ हो सकती है। तो गड़बड़ कैसे अवॉइड करना है, ये बात पे डिस्कशन चल रही है। बट एनीवे, सो नाउ what I want to do is this should be, so I'm just saying this is, so I just, what I do is I just type this is a chapter example. So I'm just writing this is the chapter title, so this is a chapter example, and the formatting. Okay, so introduction to formatting. So this is the first section. So if this is the first section has to be labeled like this. So this is what I want to do, and this is okay, introduction to formatting. Then we are talking about how to present your work. So I'm just creating something. So I just write some text here automatically. Again, this is your heading 2. ओके, बट मैं चाहता हूं कि ऑटोमेटिकली नंबर्ड आए। नंबर्ड तो नहीं आ रहा, बाय डिफॉल्ट नंबरिंग नहीं आएगा ऑब्वियसली। तो फर्स्ट थिंग दैट यू हैव टू डू, ये फॉन्ट एरियल बोल्ड 18 पॉइंट ब्लैक कैसे करना है? फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन, एरियल बोल्ड 18 पॉइंट ब्लैक, आई हैव टू डू दिस right now. What is happening is it is Arial, true, but non-bold, non-italic, non-underlined, and of course also not numbered. ये ऐसा दिख रहा है right now. It is like this. How do I change it? So look at this icon which is available here. So these icons, these are numbering icons, and this is the first one is the bulleted numbering. The second one is the numbered one. So 1, 2, 3 आता है, and this is what we call as the outline numbering. So I had demonstrated outline numbering in OpenOffice or LibreOffice earlier. This is the outline numbering technique of Word. How do I do? This is outline numbering. So you just click down. If you just put it down, ये जो last वाला option है ना, this contains the chapter title. Okay, इसको अपन बाद में modify करेंगे. This contains chapter title. इसको click कर दीजिए. Just click it this. So what has happened is the chapter title has come in. Okay, so this chapter title has come in. So it's in a different language, don't bother about it. But right now the chapter title has come in. तो मैं इसको बाद में modify कर सकता हूँ. So that means only the chapter numbering is available in this particular outline formatting. Look here, only the chapter numbering available. तो मुझे इसको change करना है, and I want to say कि I want to number the headings and I want to number the subheadings and subheadings. ये मुझे numbering करना है. तो how to do? So let me do the subheading numbering and I will be done with it. So let us do that. ये ऐसा नीचे कीजिए and यहाँ पे लिखिए, this is define novel, or rather sorry, define new list. This is what is written, define new list, ऐसा लिखा हुआ है, and I just click that. If I click it, ये outline numbering वाला, similar to what appeared in LibreOffice, the same thing appears here. Okay, so it says levels, these are levels, this is level. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, same as LibreOffice. I say these are levels here. So all levels, and you can choose कि भाई chapter title किस प्रकार से है, 1, 2, 3 ऐसा वाला आए कि ये रोमन में आए, ये अपन चूज कर सकते हैं. ओके, सो आई विल चूज 1, 2, 3 ऑफ कोर्स बाय डिफॉल्ट. ओके, ये 1, 2, 3 किया. नाउ फॉर लेवल 2 देयर इज नो नंबरिंग राइट नाउ. अगर मैं लेवल 2 में जाऊंगा, राइट नाउ वी डोंट सी एनी लेवलिंग. ओके, कोई भी लेबलिंग नहीं दिखा हुआ है. तो मुझे लेबलिंग करना है, वो कैसे करूं? So you click here, first of all. First thing, you click here. Then you select level 1. So level 1 click करने पे what will happen? So there you go. So first of all, ये ऐसा आया, and then beforehand I'll just take level 1. Okay, and then press a dot. ऐसे दबा दिया तो देखिए 1 point साइड में 1.1 आ गया. And now I will just add some more spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just add some more spaces. Let us see what happens now. मैं okay कर देता हूँ. If I do that, see what? Your heading, your first heading है automatically 1.1 हो गया. नीचे वाला heading automatically 1.2 हो गया. Correct? In the same way, you can continue for level 3 and level 4. Okay, this is what you have to do. अब font कैसे change करना? I have to make sure that all fonts are changed. How do I do that? So chapter title, it should be Arial bold 18 point. मुझे करना क्या है? Right, इधर right click कीजिए. If I just right click, if I just do the right click, just wait a minute. Okay. So what is saying is modify. There is modify. So just click on modify. If I just click on modify, what will happen? This particular interface will open up. Okay. It says मुझे 18 पॉइंट करना है, राइट? मुझे यहाँ पे क्या था? यहाँ पे एरियल बोल्ड 18 पॉइंट करना था. तो बोल्ड, दिस इज बोल्ड. So this is bold, italics and underline. This is what it is. So I just have to make it bold. And I have to make it 18 point. Bold. ये bold कर दिया मैंने. And I have to make it black in color. So once I make it black in color, and I have to just say OK. ये OK कर देना है. Click किया, ये काला हो गया. Okay. So automatically the chapter has gone to the black color. Now, what about the section heading? Section heading has to be bold, italics, 16 point. मुझे again क्या करना है? इस पे जाइए, right click कीजिए, click on modify. ये modify किया तो ऐसा आ जाता है. What you have to do? I have to select as 16 point. ये नीचे करो और इसको 16 select करो. Okay. So it has to be bold, it has to be italics, and this has to be black in color. ये black कर दिया. Once I have done that, I click OK. Automatically सारे के सारे जो headings होंगे automatically black हो जाएंगे. I will just do another one. So this is let me see example of third subheading. I'm just trying to do that. And okay. So third example and example of fourth. Sorry, not subheading. I'm saying heading section. Third section. Okay, so I'm just writing section, and this is the example of fourth section. तो मुझे सिर्फ करना क्या है? इस पे जाना है और इस पे क्लिक कर देना है. ऑटोमेटिकली ये थर्ड सेक्शन आ गया. सिमिलरली फोर्थ सेक्शन को ये क्लिक कर देना, ये ऑटोमेटिक आ गया. वंस ये ऑटोमेटिकली आ गया, सो यू कैन वन प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड. अब मुझे अगर टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट जनरेट करना है तो मैं कर सकता हूं. कैसे करूंगा? लेट अस सी. ओके, so I am here right now. So what I do is just press and enter on the before that. So mera cursor, look here, my cursor is right now in this area. Okay, in this area, the cursor is here. Now, if I have to insert the table of contents here, go to references. This is references. In this references, the first icon in your English one, यहाँ पे दूसरे language में लिखा है, but the English one will say table of contents. Okay, तो मुझे क्या करना है? इस पे दबाना है. I just click on that table of contents. If I do that, I will just select कौन सा table of content, कौन से प्रकार में चाहिए. Just select any of these formats, whatever you want, and you will be able to generate your table of contents. So this is your table of content. Automatically आ गया, मुझे कुछ करना नहीं पड़ा. Now, next thing is, the problem is that I want the table of contents in a different page. Okay, it's an independent page. So how do I do? I have to insert a page break. But remember, don't insert a page break randomly. What you have to do is insert a section break. Why am I saying section break? I am saying section break because I demonstrated to you that I want the table of contents. जब जिस पेज में table of contents होंगे, उसका जो पेज नंबरिंग होगा वो रोमन में होगा. And normally chapter 1 should start from page number 1. This was the discussion which I had earlier. All right. So what I am going to do, I am going to do the same thing. I am going to insert what we call as a section break. So what you have to do is go to this layout page. This is the layout. Okay, यहाँ पे layout दिखेगा आपको. And in this layout page, it says this is okay. This is margin. This is orientation. This is size. This is columns, and this one will be called the break section. Okay, so here you just put like this. So these are nothing but section break. यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ section break. यहाँ पे लिखा है page break. This is page break and this is the section break. So what I have to do, I have to insert the section break. तो मैं section break insert कर देता हूँ. खड़ा. Once I do that, so section break automatically comes in the next page. How do I ensure that the section break has come? It is very simple. यहाँ पे जाइए, होम में जाइए, होम में गए एंड यहाँ पे ये P ऑन करेंगे तो यहाँ पे देखिए, यहाँ पे सेक्शन ब्रेक ऑटोमेटिकली लिख के आ गया है. सो इट इज सेक्शन ब्रेक नेक्स्ट पेज, इट इज रिटन हियर. ओके, नाउ सो दिस इज. अब मुझे व्हाट डू आई हैव टू डू? आई हैव टू इंसर्ट दी पेज नंबर. अब मुझे पेज नंबर डालना है. हाउ डू आई इंसर्ट पेज नंबर? Naturally, go to insert. Now here some things will happen. Okay, so I am on the first page. I am now going to insert the page number. Insert the page number. So how do I do? This is page number. Bottom of page. Add a footer. This is what is written. This is header and this is footer. Okay, so I have to, at the end of the bottom of the page, I select what kind of page numbering. So I just do that. So at the bottom of the page, automatically my footer is inserted. Okay. अब देखिए क्या हुआ. Again, let me show you what has happened. This first page, which is containing my table of contents, has page numbering as 1. The page which has my first chapter has page number as 2. जो कि मुझे page number 1 से चालू करना है. And how do I make it sure कि page number 1 से चालू करना है? So what you have to do is you click in here. Okay, you just click here. If I do that, then after I click in here, what I can do, insert, and then it says page numbering. Just go down and it says format page numbering. I just do that. And it says you have to continue from previous section. You can do that, or you start new, afresh from the present section. So I just say begin at 1. I say okay. And what has happened now? Please see, यहाँ पे इस सेक्शन में 1 से नंबरिंग चालू हो गया है और पिछले सेक्शन में भी 1 नंबरिंग. अब ये मुझे 1 नहीं चाहिए, यहाँ पे मुझे रोमन में नंबर चाहिए. So what do I do? Again, I go to insert and again I'll just click here, format page numbering, and here I will select the Roman one. ये रोमन वाला सिलेक्ट कर लिया, ओके कर देना है, और ऐसा किया तो मेरा टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट्स में 1 आ जाए. ओके, so please remember that if I keep on continuing from here, the table of contents, if I keep on continuing, I can also insert the abstract with the Roman numbering. I can insert my other things like list of tables, list of figures, etc. with the Roman numbering. Okay, so I can do that. So ये तो हो गया how to do this formatting of the page and all that. So this is formatting of the font. How to set the page margins, etc. So how do I do that? Again, यहाँ पे ये पेज लेआउट है. पेज मार्जिन सेटअप करना है तो पेज लेआउट में जाइए. यहाँ पे ये देखिए मार्जिन लिखा हुआ है. It is also, it will be written, this is written margins. Okay, so don't worry, this is written margins in your English word. So यहाँ पे click कीजिए and this is the normal margin, this is the narrow margin, this is the medium margin, this is the large margin, which is all written there. And you can select whatever you want. If you want to do personal margins, you can also select this, and this is the top margin, the bottom margin, the left margin, and the right margin. Those specifications will soon come to you, pretty much soon, regarding the submission of the report. So these specifications are there. Okay, and यहाँ पे ये जो नीचे वाला लिखा है, this is what we call as the gutter margin. What is gutter margin? Gutter margin is the margin which you use for binding purposes. Now nowadays nobody uses the gutter margin as a safeguard unless it's specifically required. Nobody uses the gutter margin, so you can leave it as it is, the 0 margin. So a margin of 1 inch on all the sides should usually do. So यहाँ पे 2.5 लिखा है, you can 1 inch करना है तो 2.54 कर दीजिए. Okay, 2.54, 2.54, 2.54 all over, and you will be done. Okay, here it is written apply to current section, or you can apply to entire document. This is written. So usually you have to apply it to the entire document. Some universities like BIT Mesra, and people, I know some people who have done PhD from BIT Mesra in this campus, and people from BIT Mesra have experienced that they have how to say, they have the different page length specifications or page size specifications or page margin specifications for different things. Okay, now one of the things that is interesting with this page break mechanism, why I'm telling this to you, because there might be some tables which will require larger amount of space and they may not fit in a horizontal page. So how do I do that? Now this is one question. It will always happen. So let us suppose that I have a table which has got, like, for example, 10 to 11 columns, and I don't know how to, how to put that in the. So let us suppose I have finished typing there. So I'm just typing, keeping on typing, and I now want to insert a table in a page which will contain a lot more number of columns than which can fit in a horizontal system or normal system. So look at the page now, how it looks. Okay, this is the page layout, how it looks right now. Okay, what now you have to do, please see. अभी ध्यान से देखिए मुझे क्या करना है, मुझे टेबल घुसाना है, वो भी ओरिएंटेशन में, लैंडस्केप ओरिएंटेशन में. Usually this is called portrait orientation. This orientation which you are seeing right now, this is the portrait mechanism of orientation. And what I want is, I want to insert a table in the landscape orientation. So so let us do that. I have to insert, if I want to insert a landscape page, I have to insert a section break, which I'll do right now. How do I do the section break? Go to layout and then insert the section break here. Okay, ये section break आ गया. And after the landscape page, I want another horizontal normal page. So I will have to insert another section break here. So now what I have got is, I have got a blank page here, जहाँ पे मुझे ये लैंडस्केप में चाहिए. ओके, तो ये लैंडस्केप में मुझे पेज को बनाना है. हाउ डू आई डू लैंडस्केप पेज? यहाँ पे गए ओरिएंटेशन और उसको लैंडस्केप कर दिया. So once I do that, look at this, what has happened. Look at this. Your current page is like this. Here you can insert a table which is a wide table, and then again you are back to the normal mechanism. Okay, look here how we have been able to insert a
regular.
what I've been able to, I have been able to insert a
स्टूडेंट वाला है मेरा.
landscape.
चलो एक मिनट हाँ.
So I've been able to insert a landscape page into the document. So the same practice is also there in LibreOffice. The same practice is also there in LaTeX. Okay, so I hope this amount of introduction of page setting up and inserting the table of contents automatically, ये table of contents automatically generate होते हैं. And I have seen thesis, many people have written the thesis with manually typed table of contents, but you can generate your table of contents automatically. ये आपको टाइप नहीं करना होता है. Please understand this. Okay, all done. Okay, now we'll switch over to the LaTeX presentation mode. So let us go into some presentation slides. We'll also tell you how to make presentations in Microsoft PowerPoint. Okay, so some people, they love using Microsoft PowerPoint because obviously Microsoft PowerPoint is much more flexible in terms of orientation and all that. But let us first of all see some LaTeX things, and then we'll also go into the Microsoft PowerPoint arrangement. Okay, so I will close Word for right now. So I'll just do that. I'll just close the Word. Okay, and I'll not save it because. Okay, so let us go into the PowerPoint mechanism. We'll first of all see the Beamer package. Now, let me tell you that Beamer is not the only package that people use for making presentations. Some people use other presentation slide mechanisms, but Beamer is popular because of the decorations, the boundary decorations, the flexibility which is possible with Beamer packages. So let us understand how Beamer works. Okay. So this is, we are trying to make presentations with Beamer. And okay, so now if I have to start making a presentation with Beamer, let me tell you the shortcut first. यहाँ पे तो बहुत कुछ उल्टा सीधा लिखा हुआ है, बहुत कुछ लिखा हुआ है यहाँ पे. Okay, so let me tell you, start with the shortcut that I have prepared for you, or it is already available for you. Okay, I have prepared कहना गलत हो जाएगा, अनएथिकल हो जाएगा. Let me talk that it is already available. So if you have installed basic tech, usually in basic mictex, if you have installed basic mictex, this particular TextWorks package comes installed along with it. All right, इसके साथ आता है, आपको कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है. But in case you haven't done that, just try to experiment, because experimentation is good. You know, try to play around, and if you play around, you will learn more. Now you see some basic templates are given with TextWorks. So when you, I just do cancel here and let me close TextWorks and see how it happens. मैं इसको quit कर देता हूँ and I'll start it again afresh. देखो क्या होता है. Okay, so what I do is I click here and I'll type here TextWorks. So I just do that. Again, please note that I am using TextWorks and will later use TextStudio. Okay, तो TextWorks क्यों use करना है पहले देख लेते हैं अपन. TextStudio में वो feature नहीं है. So what is there is when you start TextWorks, if you depends on your configuration, usually it should prompt कि बाबा करना क्या है. Whether you want to design a presentation or you want to write an article, it will ask you. Okay, so what you do, you यहाँ पे Beamer presentations, यहाँ पे right now you have got plus, and you, if you want to make a conference presentation, so this you just click the first one. That's it. You just click the first one and it will create a document which contains basic macros in the document. So I just do that. Just पहले वाला click करना है and open कर देना है. If I do that, something like this will appear. So the first thing, please understand that all of this particular data will contain a lot of nonsense commenting codes. वो अपन delete कर सकते. ये जो लाल लाल में जो भी लिखा रहेगा है, ये अपन delete कर सकते बाद में. So I'm just for the sake of clarity deleting all those things which are in red. Okay, so that I'm just but a lot of helpful codes are written here, so that we can see and we can actually use. Fine, anyway. तो ये मेरा बेसिक डॉक्यूमेंट है और इसको मैं सेव करूंगा. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई एम गोइंग टू सेव दिस एंड आई एम गोइंग टू कंपाइल दिस. आई एम गोइंग टू सेव दिस एंड कंपाइल दिस. देखो भाई, मैंने भी whenever I made this presentation, this presentation which you are seeing, I have also done it using this mechanism only. All right, so look at this. Now what I am going to do, I am going to save this file first of all, because saving is, in any case, if you want to compile it, you need to save it. Okay, so I will save. So it is written like that. Some say first Beamer. I just say first Beamer. Okay, so I have saved it and I am going to compile it. Compile किया मैंने. And because why I'm saying compile, because this is going to create a PDF file. And look at this. What has happened? Your presentation is ready. Your template is ready here. तो आपको कुछ करना नहीं है यहाँ पे. तो आपका template बस ready हो गया और आपको भरना है यहाँ पे. You just have to fill up your data here into the presentation. How do I do that? And then how do I do more things here? Okay. Now, in this mechanism which you are seeing right now, in this presentation which you are seeing right now, there is a particular font being used. There is and if you want, you can change these fonts. You can change the color also. अब ये कलर कैसे चेंज करना है, क्वेश्चन ये है, हाउ टू चेंज दीज कलर्स, हाउ डू आई डू दैट, बिकॉज बाय डिफॉल्ट दिस कलरिंग लुक्स वेरी वेरी ऑफुल, ये मुझे मजा नहीं आया देखने में. ओके, लुक एट दिस प्रेजेंटेशन, look at the color of this presentation and look at the presentation which has been generated by this. They are looking very different. Okay, so how do I make sure that I get a good colors? So what I'll go do is, what I'll tell you, very interesting thing is, there is a theme gallery. Okay, यहाँ theme gallery. तो यहाँ पे you can type on Google Beamer theme gallery and this will help you to do a lot of interesting things. Okay, तो क्या है ये theme gallery? Let us go into the theme gallery. If I just click on show by theme, what has happened is a lot many colors are given. तो यहाँ पे देखिए, यहाँ पे look at this, some names are written. Berkeley, Berlin, boxes, Cambridge US. These colors or these theme names are given. यहाँ पे लिखे हुए. Okay, तो what should I do? अगर ये लिखे हुए तो what should I do? I am going to use those names. Right now, if you see here, it is written use theme Warsaw. So let us go here. Does it contain a name called Warsaw? इसका मतलब ये, this is the name Warsaw. Okay, so what should I do? Let me change the name from somewhere like Frankfurt. This Frankfurt is here. Okay, the Frankfurt. So I can copy Frankfurt from here and यहाँ पे जाके इसको paste कर देंगे. Instead of Warsaw, let me put Frankfurt. Let us see what happens. Let us see. Cring. See what happens. So some different layout has come in. Look at this area. There's some different layout which is coming in right now. Okay, ये देखो कैसा दिख रहा है. Okay, so the boundary theme, what has happened is basic layout hasn't changed, the boundary theme has changed. So similarly, I can change, I can just use Ann Arbor, which is the one which I used for my PhD, and I can use Ann Arbor. And if I do that, some other coloring mechanism will come here. और देखो कैसा दिखता है. Look at this. This is the one which I used for my PhD presentation, final level. Okay, so it contains lot many more colors like the blue color, the orange color, and the yellow color, and it is looking very beautiful for me. Okay, now the font which I am using, some people say, अरे बाबा मुझे टाइम्स न्यू रोमन फॉन्ट चाहिए, यहाँ पे तो आ नहीं रहा है. Okay, यहाँ पे in spite of it being written that you want the times font, यहाँ पे times font नहीं आ रहा है. वो क्यों नहीं आ रहा है? वो क्यों नहीं आ रहा है मीन्स यू हैव टू टेल द कोड यहाँ पे दैट यू हैव टू टाइप इन दैट फॉन्ट ओनली, मतलब सेरिफ फॉन्ट होता है. नाउ प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन. ओके, लेट अस सी. इफ आई टाइप सेरिफ फॉन्ट्स हियर, so there is a meaning of the serif font. What does serif font mean? If I type here, so there are two types or two groups of fonts. One is the sans serif. Look at the sans serif and look at the serif font. Sans serif may at the sides of this particular, if I try to enlarge this, look at the sides of these fonts. Okay, so there is a smoothing kind of mechanism here. Whereas if you look at the sans serif font, there is no smoothing here. Okay, I'm just letting no smoothing here. All the font is entirely the same size and same width everywhere. The sans serif font has a different look altogether. So the Times New Roman is a serif font, and whereas your Cambria or Calibri, these are not Cambria, Calibri is a serif font, sans serif font. Okay, sans serif means without any decoration. Serif font means with the border decoration. This is what it means. Okay, so now if I these are all the serif fonts here. So look at this. These are all serif fonts here. Okay, so now this is definitely not. This is a sans serif font, and this is a serif font. So now what I have to do, if I have to force Beamer to use a serif font, so how do I say? Just use the command use font theme serif ऐसा टाइप कर देना है. अगर मैंने ऐसा टाइप कर दिया एंड मैं कंपाइल कर दूंगा, what will happen? It will compile and use the Times New Roman font. Look, by default Times New Roman use होना चालू हो गया. Okay, so you just have to include one more command and Times New Roman आ गया because I am using this Times font here. Okay, now one question is how do I type math? It is the same way. जैसा type math मैंने वहां पे किया था, it is the same way I have to do it in LaTeX because it's the LaTeX is the same system, and in the same system you have to do it in. And so usually what I will do is I will include TX fonts, because if I say TX fonts, it includes the non-math as well as math fonts. So if I do that, look at this, what happens. Okay, so if I use the TX fonts, look at the way it looks. Okay, the way the entire document looks is now very different. Now suppose if I, instead of using TX fonts, if I say PX fonts, if I do that, what will happen? A different kind of font will be used, and again the PX fonts were the ones which I used for my PhD presentation. I love this kind of the Palatino font. This is called the Palatino font. I love the Palatino font for documents. Okay, so most of the documents that I type are in Palatino. And if you are not really interested in Palatino, and if you are saying, look, I am very glad with the basic default font provided by the American Mathematical Society, and there is going to be an IMS conference very soon. The American Mathematical Society uses the computer modern font, and this looks like this. The computer modern font used like this, and this is, the problem with the computer modern font is it is not very, it does not contain a lot of weight. We call it the weight. The weight of the font is not that much, and that's the reason why the visibility is not that great. So that's why I personally avoid using the AMS font. There is also one other combination which I prefer using, which is called the Fourier font. And if I do the Fourier font, look at the way the thing looks like. Look at the way the font changes, and look at the way the slides look like. It will be looking wonderful if you use the Fourier font. So this is what I'm saying. Okay, now let us go back into the presentation, what we are trying to say. So this is how the thing is. Now, how do I create a slide? The question is, how do I create a slide? So in Beamer, the slides are known as frames. Okay, so if I have to insert a slide somewhere, the thing is done here. Look here, there is this begin frame, there is the end frame. Begin frame, end frame. यहाँ पे outline नाम का एक slide है. Okay, so if you go here in the beginning, so there is this outline named slide here. All right. So again, if there is a, you can also have sections and subsections and all that, but each frame begins frame, end frame, begin frame, end frame. We can keep on discussing on that particular mechanism. Now, suppose, for example, I want to make a slide. How do I do that? तो यहाँ पे slide में बहुत interesting बातें हैं, देखिए आप. So I just say begin frame, मेरा पहला slide. If I do that, okay, and end frame. If I just have to do that, so it will create a blank slide with the title as Mera Pehla slide. So look at this. What has happened now? Okay, yeah, this is Mera Pehla slide. Now in this particular slide, I have to start filling in contents. So whatever we are going to type inside the slide, so I can say in bullets I have to type. Usually people type in bullets only. So I say begin itemize and end itemize. If I just do that, begin itemize, end itemize, and I say first item, then item, second item, third item. I'm just doing that. Okay. Fourth item, just typing. And I want to include a mathematical expression here right now. Okay. With a mathematical expression. So which one? Which expression? I am going to insert a mathematical expression like E equal to MC square. Just simple one. Huh? E equals to MC square. ये ऐसा किया. And I can do that. And I just click here. And look here, it will of course take some time in compiling, but look here. So I have done that. First item, second item, third item. अच्छा, अभी many people ask, यार ये किसी first item के अंदर लेके जाना है, मतलब can I have sub bullets? Yes, of course you can have sub bullets. What should I do if I want sub bullets? Very simple, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. ऐसे इधर चाहिए. Again इसके अंदर एक begin itemize डाल दीजिए. begin itemize, end itemize इधर डाल दीजिए. Okay, and इसके बाद again item, sub item, one item, sub item, two in this way. Okay, and then I do that. And look here, what happens is it just takes a bit of time to compile and you will get this sub item. And now यहाँ पे देखिए bullet numbering आ रहा है. And people might say यार मुझे bullets नहीं चाहिए, मुझे numbers चाहिए, मुझे number लिखा हुआ चाहिए. कैसे करना? Instead of writing itemize here, what you have to do? Enumerate. Okay, enumerate. अगर मैंने ऐसे enumerate किया तो begin enumerate है तो end enumerate डालना है. तो end enumerate कर दिया. And if I say run, what has happened? Let us see what has happened. So ये 1 2 3 4 आ गया. And let us see, this is 1 2 3 4 being written here. Okay, so these sub items are bulleted, but the main items are written in 1 2 3 4. Okay, so this is how it is done. Let me check. Is somebody in the lobby? Oh, yes. Okay, thank you very much. So anyhow, so this is how we do things in Word. Now you might ask the question, अरे बाबा मुझे क्या करना है? एक साइड में एक कॉलम चाहिए, दूसरे साइड में दूसरा कॉलम चाहिए. ओके, दो कॉलम चाहिए और एक कॉलम में मेरा टेक्स्ट होगा, दूसरे साइड में मेरा एक इमेज होगा जो कि डक का इमेज होना चाहिए. मुझे डक का इमेज चाहिए. ओके, तो एक कॉलम दूसरा कॉलम ऐसा मुझे चाहिए. हाउ टू डू दैट? बिकॉज दैट ऑल्सो इज अ रिक्वायरमेंट. In one slide you basically want an image as well as a caption. People love doing that. Okay, image, caption और उसके साथ उसका पूरा description in one single slide. You can do wonders with that. How do I do that? So if I have to say I want to create a column wala slide, so how do I do that? Okay, let us try to do that again. Column wala slide. Okay, so begin. Remember, if I have to create a slide with the columns, so column wala slide. I just want to do that. And I have to type, of course, end frame. Okay. Begin frame, end frame. This has to be done. Okay. Now, if you think that, अरे यार ये क्या हो रहा है, ये इतना टाइप करना पड़ता है, बेस्ट क्या है? टेक्स्ट स्टूडियो यूज करो. टेक्स्ट स्टूडियो में इतना सारा टाइप नहीं करना पड़ेगा. Okay, because automatically a lot of the code is generated naturally. All right. So now suppose I want to do the column wala slide. So column. So now, how do I do that? I have to tell that I am going to typeset in columns. Okay, so how do I do that? Begin column, so, and end column, so. Okay, so begin columns and columns, patana hai. That means there are going to be a number of columns. Okay, then inside the begin columns, I have to put begin column. and I have to also mention इसकी width कितनी होगी. Suppose I want 50%, 50%. So what do? I'll say 0.5. 0.5. 0.5 means 50% automatically. Yeah? Slash text width. So that means जितना भी width है उसका 50% कर दो. Okay? And begin column किया तो end column करना है. End column कर दिया. Similarly, what I have to do? Smartly do some smart work. Copy the code. Okay? So begin column, end column. So now I'll put some text here. Let me do the text here. And here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put exactly this begin enumerate same जो चीज है ना, इसको copy कर लेते हैं और इस first वाले column में ये डाल देंगे. Okay. And what I'm going to do in the second column is I'm going to put the image. Okay. So the image is the duck image. Please see that in my okay, so in my directory, where is this directory gone? Okay, so let us go to the directory, and in this directory, I am going to put this duck image, which is there already, and I have to put the duck image or insert the duck image into my slide. So duck.jpg is the name. And remember that whenever I say that मुझे figures घुसाने हैं अपने text में, so the only thing that you have to do, first of all, I have to use package, the GraphicX package. I have to use that, otherwise I cannot insert the figure. So I just do that, use package, wait. Okay, if I do that, then very simple. So I just come back here in this column 1 and I have to do inserting the image. Remember, image, I will do like this, begin figure, end figure. Okay, पहला step ये हो गया. First thing is centering करना है, then include graphics. The same command which we used in this thing, and then duck.jpg, you know, yes, duck.jpg, and then I have to insert one caption. Yes, so basically caption mera duck. Okay, this is my code. Okay, and if I run this, sir, it is going to compile, and once it has compiled, it is going to create a slide with very big duck यार. इतना बड़ा duck आ गया. तो मुझे क्या करना चाहिए? What did I learn? What did we learn previously? कि this duck, if I want to, reduce the size, what do I have to do? I have to use either the width or the scaling. So I have to make sure that my width is up to the, so I just width equal to text width. Let us see. मैंने यहाँ पे text width डाला. ओके, तो आप बोलोगे टेक्स्ट विड्थ में तो पूरा स्लाइड कवर हो जाएगा. देखते हैं पूरा स्लाइड कवर हो जाता तो फिर 0.5 लगा देंगे. लेट अस सी व्हाट हैपेंस. There you go. There you are. How do you like this? So in one single slide, I have my text as well as I have my image. So ये duck कुछ ज़्यादा ही बड़ा लग रहा है. Obviously, duck कुछ ज़्यादा बड़ा लग रहा है. So what I am going to do, what you should do usually is that ये जो text width है इसको थोड़ा सा कम कर देंगे. Say for example 0.7 कर देते हैं. So just taking do that, and if I do 0.7, what will happen? The size of the duck is going to become a bit smaller. Okay, so this is the column wala slide, and I am also going to demonstrate in the same thing with fourth item with a mathematical expression. You can also insert a complicated, mathematical expression like the fraction and all that. Remember, if I have to use fractions, etc., I have to use another package. Remember that every instruction that we use, we have to use another package, and this package is called AMS Math. This mathematics package has to be used, AMS Math and AMS Fonts. So these two packages have to be used in case I want advanced mathematical typesetting, because some people might require that. So what I want to do, I want to type the Sridhar Acharya's equation of finding out the roots of a quadratic equation. So I want to do that. So roots of the quadratic equation I want to put in here. So देखो कैसा होता है. Remember that if I have to type in a expression which is in display format, it is very simple to do that. This is how we do it. Slash square bracket and slash square bracket end. So begin and end इसके बीच में मुझे करना है. So the roots of the equation are given as x equals to, remember fraction, न्यूमरेटर में क्या होता है माइनस बी प्लस माइनस यू सब लिखना पड़ेगा. नीचे जो है 2a लिखता है. पहले तो 2a लिख लेता हूं मैं. तो देन फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई हैव टू राइट माइनस बी, देन आई हैव टू राइट प्लस माइनस. सो विल सी प्लस माइनस ऐसा कमांड है प्लस माइनस. देन आई हैव टू राइट स्क्वायर रूट ऑफ, तो स्लैश SQRT स्क्वायर रूट ऑफ. तो मुझे क्या लिखना है बी स्क्वायर माइनस 4ac, बी स्क्वायर minus 4ac. Okay, I have done that. If I done that, let us see plus minus चलता है कि नहीं. अगर नहीं चलता तो दूसरा कमांड लगाएंगे. तो ये प्लस माइनस बोल रहा है कि नहीं चलता है, ये नहीं है, कोई बात नहीं, प्लस माइनस की जगह PM लगा देते. PM. ओके, ये स्टॉप कर देंगे एंड विल स्टार्ट अगेन. Oh, there. Look at this. Do you like this? And plus minus b square minus AC by 2a. This is how you can typeset mathematical expressions inside LaTeX. Okay, inside LaTeX or as well as inside in the Beamer also. So मैं figures डाल सकता हूँ, मैं images डाल सकता हूँ, मैं code C code डाल सकता हूँ. Those people who are interested in putting C codes or MATLAB codes inside LaTeX or LaTeX Beamer, that is, and you can do that. See, all this particular slide was designed like that. You have put codes here, okay? So you can actually change a lot of things inside the LaTeX. So it is very customizable. So I'm just saying this is how we inserted the columns again, and this is one of the things which is very much interesting in a presentation. This is what you call as making blocks inside the slide. Remember that if I can use the blocks when I want to really highlight certain objects. Okay, so this is begin block, end block mechanism, and you can use this block. So this is how begin block is there and end block is there. Inside the block, you can type text. So begin block, end block. Very simple done. And this is how you do the subfloat. We have already demonstrated subfloat inside the documents, and you can similarly do subfloats inside the presentations. Okay. So here you are. So what I'm saying is now this much is done for your, and you can also animate. Okay. So if I want to animate inside LaTeX, you can also do that because by using pause command, and it is possible to do so. However, let us now go into Microsoft PowerPoint, and people know how to use Microsoft PowerPoint, but still थोड़ा सा एडवांस फीचर्स अपन बताएंगे. Okay, mostly I had a conversation with one of our colleagues, and the colleague said like, okay, ये इतना सारा मेहनत करना पड़ता है क्या, इतना सारा ढूंढना पड़ता है क्या, तो अपन कम ढूंढ के काम कैसे चलाएंगे. Let us see. Okay, now let us go into PowerPoint. Now the type and search, type, click or search click mechanism which is there in your typically when you are inserting mathematical expressions, typically when you are typing differential equations, it's a very tedious job. And typically when you are typing differential equations or electrical electronics and electrical engineering students, they are using differential equations to a lot, and it is very difficult to really do sensible typing with that. So how do I make sure that I can do it with a less amount of effort on my side? Let us try to do that. Okay, so again, I'm going to create a new presentation here. So I have already clicked. It is going to open the yes. So now by default ऐसा आता है इस प्रकार का. Here it will say click here to add your title and click here to add subtitle. That is what is written here. So this is how the system looks like. This is a widescreen version of the slide. So please understand that when you go to this create mechanism, it is written the slide size. यहाँ पे लिखा है. So the standard size which we use in the classrooms is this one 4:3. But if you are interested in using the widescreen, that means those people who are in the JNEC campus will know that if you are in the Aryabhatta hall, typically prefer to use the widescreen mechanism. All right. Otherwise, if you are in the classrooms, you can use the 4:3 mechanism. So nowadays, since people are using the widescreens more, then people are, by default, the software, the PowerPoint software comes with the widescreen mechanism. Anyway, so a lot of people question or question me regarding should I use the existing themes which are present in my PowerPoint, dictionary and all that. I personally, it's my personal opinion. I do not believe in using the themes because if I use the themes, a lot of problems comes into picture. I do not get enough space to present my work, or my font becomes too small. On PowerPoint specifically, it is said that if we want to present before a classroom, the minimum font size that you have to use is 18 point. This is what is recommended by many PowerPoint design experts. So if I use any of these themes, it so happens that I cannot adhere to any of those requirements. This is the big problem. So now the question is, can I create my own theme? That's the question. And yes, of course, in PowerPoint, you can create your own theme. This is, you can make PowerPoint be your slave. And how do I do that? So if you see this particular layout here, the last one is says display. This here is display. Okay. And here, this is written mask of the slide, the slide master, we call it the slide master in English. So it is whatever is written, don't worry about this. This is written what is called, we will point it out, it is written as a slide master. So you have to open the slide master. Okay, if I open the slide master and the whole, barrage of khazana will open before you. Okay, one khazana will open before you. So ये khazana, let us open the khazana before us. Let us see what happens. So I have got the templates of each of these slides which are available to me. Okay, and you can see here that a lot of space which is here, a lot of space goes waste here, a lot of space goes waste here, and I don't want to lose that much amount of space, because what a good presentation does is pack in a lot of information into the slides. What of the modern if you look at a modern presentation from Germany or France or European presentations, they'll contain a lot of the information in one slide. And in order to make one slide very much compact and all that, so the best thing is that you do is modify the slide master. So this is the main thing. Whatever change you make in this particular slide, the same change will be reflected in all the slides. तो मैं सबसे पहला क्या करूंगा, what I am going to do is I am going to change the location of this particular title. ये ऐसा थोड़ा change कर देता हूँ. So what I am going to do, ये change किया मैंने, ऐसा खींचा उसको, and I've also done is I have just thinned this down. Also I make it bold. Okay, I made it bold. So now what has happened is, please see what happens. If I made it bold and I'm going to make this wider, I'm going to make this wider. Again, I'm going to make this wider. Remember, if I make things wider it will help me contain more information in one single slide. Okay, look here. This is the date of the presentation. This is the footer of the presentation. You can also shift these things, on the sides. And what you can do is, if you just don't want, I mean, if you want the footer to be longer, you want the page slide number, slide title here on this side. You can do that. Also, what you can, I mean, one of the major things that people love to do now is they put the company logo in the slide. Now, if I want to put the company logo, let us suppose the duck is my company logo. Okay, I want to put the duck in the company logo in the slide. And how do I do that? I'm very simple. I just do that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert it. Okay, and here is image. Okay, in the insert, and you say insert image from one file. I just do that. I just click here, and let me go to that. So it will open this particular area, and here I'm just opening this. So let us suppose that my image is the duck image. So let me find out the owl or gull or whatever it is, parrot, whatever it is. Let me put the parrot here, and I want the parrot to be my logo. If I have done, I've inserted the parrot here. Now look here. Once I've inserted the parrot, it goes into every slide. So what I do is I just make it a bit smaller. थोड़ा small कर देता हूँ और मैं side में उसको घुसा देता हूँ. Okay. Now what has happened? If I do that, please see, ये बड़ा कर दिया. And once I have done this, mechanism, this manipulation, I just do close the master. Once I do that, let's see what has happened. This is the title slide. Okay, the title slide has this title as bold. Also look that the logo, the logo that I inserted is automatically there, and the logo cannot be deleted now. Okay, the logo is now inside the master. So this is my first slide. So just like this is my first slide. Okay, and if I want to insert a new slide, so I just do that, and look here, automatically all the margin settings have come, the logo has also come, and I want to do that. Hello, second slide. Okay, and remember, if I go to the slide master, I can choose and I can actually modify the type of the font which I want. All right, now the question is, how do I insert mathematics into this slide? And some people who are using mathematics, they can. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert the Sridhar Acharya equation into the PowerPoint slide in a very short while. So how do I do that? I want to insert the Sridhar Acharya equation. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to type. So let us find out. So I just say, let us find out how to find the roots of the equation. Now I have to remember, I have to type the equation. How did I type in LaTeX? I've got ax square plus bx plus c. This is how I typed in LaTeX, right? Okay, ax square plus bx. So ax. So I will just exactly write how I typed it in LaTeX. Let me do that. Let us see how it happens. I say ay ax तक ऐसा वाला ऐसे ही लिखा था ना LaTeX में प्लस bx bx प्लस c. ये मुझे लिखना है. ओके, तो मैं क्या करूंगा, इसको पहले सिलेक्ट कर लेंगे. ये लेटेक में ऐसा ही लिखा था, प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड. ये ऐसा सिलेक्ट कर लेंगे, एंड देन व्हाट आई डू, आई गो टू इंसर्ट and I click on equation. Click on this. If I do that, okay, and what I do is, so this equation is there. I just right click here and I select professional. Okay, I just select professional, and if I do that, look here, आपको ज्यादा मेहनत भी नहीं करना पड़ा, और ये ax स्क्वायर प्लस bx प्लस c इक्वल टू 0 ये अपन टाइप कर सकते हैं. ये बिना मेहनत के टाइप हो गया. करेक्ट है कि नहीं? प्लीज सी दिस. जैसा लेटेक में टाइप किया था वैसा ही टाइप किया मैंने, और वो टाइप हो गया है. करेक्ट है. नाउ सपोज आई व्हाट आई वांट इज I want to type the solution now. X equal to minus b plus or minus b square minus 4ac का square root. Correct? यही था टाइप करना था मुझे. Okay. So let us see कैसे करना है. So remember, knowledge of LaTeX comes in great handy when you are typing in PowerPoint by typing equations in PowerPoint. बहुत ज्यादा फायदेमंद है. Okay. So let us see what we can do. Okay. So, okay, the solution. So solution of the equation is, so now I have to type the equation. This is what I have to do. I have to go insert and I have to go to an equation, right? So equation मैंने कर दी. So it says type the equation here. Now I want to say x equal to, so x is equal to, now I want न्यूमरेटर अपॉन डिनोमिनेटर ऐसा चाहिए ना. तो मैं क्या करता हूं, मैं थोड़ा सा एक्सपेरिमेंट करने लगता हूं. आई जस्ट डू एन एक्सपेरिमेंट. ओके. न्यूमरेटर अपॉन डिनोमिनेटर चाहिए, तो मैं क्यों ना ऐसा करूं और ऐसा करूं. ओके. मैंने ऐसा किया और मैं ऐसा करता हूं. अरे ये तो न्यूमरेटर अपॉन डिनोमिनेटर हो गया. ओके. नाउ नीचे वाले को 2a करना है. 2a हो गया. वेरी गुड. इधर क्या करना है, माइनस बी प्लस माइनस करना है. ओके. सो माइनस बी प्लस माइनस आई सर्च फ्रॉम हियर. दिस इज प्लस माइनस. नाउ आई हैव टू टाइप स्क्वायर रूट. SQRT. SQRT. तो लेट मी सी SQRT चलता है कि नहीं. ओ स्क्वायर रूट चल गया. ओके. सो हाउ आई डू इट, स्लैश SQRT और ये ब्रैकेट ऑन कर देता हूं. सो इनसाइड दिस ब्रैकेट आई टाइप b स्क्वायर माइनस 4ac. चल गया, हो गया. Look here. Did you know this technique of typing the equation inside Microsoft PowerPoint? Microsoft PowerPoint provides a small interface of typing equations in LaTeX. To some extent. All right. So this is one mechanism. Also, you can do this. If I just do that and you can say professional, if I do professional, so it will come like this. Okay, fine. So this has already happened. Now suppose I want to insert alpha, beta, gamma, delta, ये सब मुझे चाहिए. तो I can insert. So I can insert. Okay. What I have to do? Just type alpha, beta, गामा, ऐसा मैं टाइप करता हूं. बस ऐसे ही टाइप करता हूं. डेल्टा. रिमेंबर आई एम नॉट सर्चिंग एंड टाइपिंग हियर. What I am doing is I just am doing this alpha, beta, gamma, delta. I just go insert and I just insert equation. If I just do that and मुझे सिर्फ यहाँ पे आके हुआ कुछ नहीं, बस स्पेस दबाओ. ओके. सिलेक्ट दिस एरिया. ये सिलेक्ट करो. गो टू इंसर्ट. इक्वेशन टाइप करो. ये गामा हो गया. इसके अंदर जाओ और यहाँ पे स्पेस दबाओ. ये गामा आ गया. Look here, the gamma has come here. I did not go and search. Remember this. This has happened. This happens. Now, please tell me which version of Microsoft Office you are using. If you are using Microsoft Office 2007, then this may not have. I'm not aware if it happens in Microsoft Office 2007. Okay. But in Microsoft Office 2016, which I'm using right now, or in Microsoft Office 2019, this happens very well. Okay. So I have demonstrated it to some of those people who are using Microsoft Office. This is how it is. Okay. Look here. बहुत सिंपल है. इंसर्ट में जाइए. अगर आपको लेटेक का थोड़ा बहुत जानकारी है, you can directly use this mechanism and you can insert mathematical symbols inside your PowerPoint presentation itself without lot of how to say, lot of problems. Okay, now one of the things that people want is x1 square plus y1 square. So remember x1 square plus y1 square equal to r square. If you want to type that, how do I type that? So let me type. So I'm saying let me type what I'm typing x1 square. So x1 ये देखो ये I am just typing in the same way it is typed in the लेटेक ये x1 square plus y1 square equal to r square and मैं मुझे सिर्फ इसको ऐसा करना है सिलेक्ट करना है और मैं इंसर्ट करूंगा I just go and insert and I just type tuck. Okay, it will become like this and the only thing that I have to do is select this particular area, right click on it and I have to go and select professional here. If I just do that, look, this is what I wanted. Okay, by now in अभी क्या है कि those people who are using PowerPoint for typing mathematical equations, they were using like this. They went to insert, यहाँ पे insert में गए, फिर उसके बाद equation डाला, उसके बाद फिर ऐसा टाइप करना चालू किया, x1 square टाइप करना. Okay, so you go here, मुझे ऐसा चाहिए और ऐसा करके फिर यहाँ पे x टाइप किया, फिर यहाँ पे राइट किया तो यहाँ पे x1 चाहिए, ये फिर ये गड़बड़ गड़बड़ हो जाता है. सो यू रिमेंबर यू हैव डन दिस. ओके, तो ये करने के बजाय इफ यू जस्ट डू वाई टक देयर यू आर, लुक आर टक टक देयर यू आर, it just goes like that. Okay, so this is the mechanism of inserting the Microsoft equation or in equation into the slide. Okay, and of course if we want to insert a figure into the slide, a caption into the slide, that is of course very easy. I have also told you how to insert logos into your slide. That is also very easy. And remember, when you are making the presentation, please insert the slide number in each of the slides. And how do I do that inserting slide number? Go to insert and then here's the slide number here. You just click on this slide number, and if you do that, this particular thing will open. It says slide number, and you start at 1 and don't show the slide number at the first slide. You can choose or you can disregard that, no problem. Just but you have to insert the slide number, and it says apply everywhere. This is what it means. So the slide number is now inserted into the slide. Okay, so it is done like this. So this is how we do things in Microsoft PowerPoint. The same thing we can do in your LibreOffice, the same things. Okay, but however, in LibreOffice, the limitation is that there is only one template, unfortunately. So basic जो master layout है, उसका सिर्फ एक ही layout है. And always remember, ये जो ऐसे वाले templates दिख रहे हैं ना आपको, these the with the one with the diagonal lines. Remember, don't and never use the templates with diagonal lines, because if you use diagonal lines and people don't understand this, they have a limited understanding of design. If you use diagonal lines, that means you don't have a lot of data to present. You are using diagonal lines because you just want to cover up the space. So never use diagonal lines. They don't look good, number one. They take away your lot of space and you are not able to put in a lot of information into the slide. Okay, so avoid using diagonal lines. If you want to use any theme, use the themes which has got straight lines, and those are easier to manipulate and straight lines are easier to use. Okay, so never circles, diagonal lines, ellipses, and never use them. This is of course my way of thinking. You have your own way of thinking, of course. So no doubt about it. And of course, it's the same way. If I want to modify the title, you just have to go to the slide master. Okay, so these are various slide types that are available in how to say LibreOffice, and you can again initially how to say you can again insert mathematics into And in LibreOffice, the mathematics typesetting is also very interesting. Mathematics typesetting in LibreOffice. How do we do that? Now, what is the difference between mathematics typesetting in Word and mathematics typesetting in LibreOffice? What's the difference? People ask it, number of times. How do we differentiate between mathematics typesetting in LibreOffice and mathematics typesetting at Word? The thing is that in LibreOffice you can decide to change the font of the mathematics equations. In Microsoft Office, you can't change the fonts. However hard you try, the font does not get changed. This is the problem with Microsoft Office. However hard you try, it is always Cambria. ये possible ही नहीं है change करना. I don't know why it is like that, but it is like that. So suppose, for example, I want to create a, suppose I want to insert a mathematical expression. And remember, it is the same way it's almost the same way how you type the mathematical expression in Microsoft Word or in LibreOffice, LibreOffice Writer or LibreOffice Impress. Impress is the mechanism. And there are some basic templates which are mentioned here, fraction, the circle class. These basic templates are already mentioned here. You are free to use those templates. Okay. If hello. So, suppose, for example, you want to type this fraction. So what do? This is the frac command directly available, frac. Okay. The same frac command you are using in LaTeX. Okay. And if I want to say x square, x upon y, so you just have to say, you just type x here and you just type y here, and that's it. Your fraction is typed here. So there you go. Okay. तो अभी आप बोलेंगे यार ये तो इतना बड़ा स्लाइड है, स्लाइड में मेरा फॉन्ट जो है मुझे 18 पॉइंट चाहिए मिनिमम बाय डिफॉल्ट this font is a bit problematic. This is not 18 point. It will happen. So therefore, what you can do is you can change the font here in LibreOffice Math. See, the font specifications are given here. What font you want for variables, what font you want for functions, which font you want for numbers, and which font you want for text. It is changeable here. Okay. And if I want to change the font size, so you go to font size here and you change the font size. So basic size here, which is given here, it is 11 point. If I want to change it to 18 point, you can easily change it to the 18 point. Okay, यहाँ पे 18 कर दो, यहाँ बस 18 कर दो, and you उसको default set कर दो. Once you set all the default, it will become 18, and all new equations whichever you are going to type will be typed in 18 font. By default हो जाएगा वो. Okay, and मैंने आपको पहले बोला, you can decide to change the font in which you are typing. You can decide to do that. You can decide to insert a logo into the thing. And how do you do that? Again, you see master view में जाने का. This is the way how you do the master thing. Again, मुझे अगर इसको चेंज करना है, जैसे पावर पॉइंट में चेंज किया था, वैसे ही पावर पॉइंट में इसको जाके चेंज कर सकते हैं. ये थोड़ा बहुत इधर उधर करना है and all that. Same thing you can do in the Impress. So somebody may request, somebody is okay, so somebody was using the sound, I don't know. So anyway, so you can actually decide to change the way slide looks. You can decide where you want to put the slide number and all that. This is completely possible here in LibreOffice as well. And in way you can actually, the properties for the task that you are performing are not available for the current selection. So whatever is available, you can click the properties. Okay, so you can change which font you want, you can change where you want, all that is there. And once all is over, you just close the master slide and you will be done. So this is about making the presentations. Number one, we have covered today. What we have covered? Number one, we have covered Beamer LaTeX, that is Beamer LaTeX. We have also covered Microsoft PowerPoint. We have also told you how to type equations in Microsoft PowerPoint. I have specifically because I am not so sure how many equations. Basically, I'm saying that electronics engineering, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, civil engineering, all these people will require a lot of mathematical equations to be typed in to their PowerPoint presentations, and that's the reason I told you this. Uh, mm, the summation notation, the product notation, all notations are available in PowerPoint also. If you know the how to type them in LaTeX, you will be easily able to adapt them into the Microsoft PowerPoint mode. Number two is that this version of the software that I was using here in this particular laptop, the software is Microsoft Office of 2016. Okay, higher to 2016, I can ensure that it is working because it is working in 2019 also, because I have verified it on different systems, but I am not so sure if it works in 2007. I would rather therefore suggest that if you are using 2007, better upgrade it. And it is the Microsoft Office is available at a very cheap cost. Okay, so to the 8,000 rupees. If you are interested in using Microsoft Office, buy it. Okay, don't use a pirated version. And it is very so therefore it will be very useful and available for you. Okay, आपके गाइड के लिए भी आसान हो जाएगा because if you are using different versions, there might be certain features in a higher version or lower version that can happen. All right, so I hope I was able to make a lot of things clear today, and you have learned something out of it. And thank you for attending the lecture. If there is any question, you can ask me regarding the content of the presentation which were covered today.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir,